Awesome. They're live. Cool. Okay, cool. Well, thanks for those of you guys who've come here tonight. And also for those of you who are going to be jumping onto the webinar. Joe, everyone knows who you are. You don't need like any introduction. So good about you and do what we spoke about over the phone.
Awesome. I really appreciate that, Graydon. Hi, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me okay. Can you hear me okay, Graydon?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I just wanted to make sure that you guys can hear me well. I want to welcome all of you to this call, all of you to this webinar, this Google Hangout. It's been a great run so far with the whole team, especially with the South Africa team and everything that they've done. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about myself so we're not complete strangers. I'm 35 years old. I've been married for yesterday. Me and my wife, we celebrated our 16th wedding anniversary. And so I know a thing or two about commitment. And, we got introduced to wealth generators about a little over 2 years ago, like 2.5 years ago. And I want you to understand, this isn't my first rodeo. This isn't my first time doing network marketing. I've been in the industry for about 10 years. And, my brother-in-law owns one of the world's largest travel network marketing companies out there. And there's a reason why I'm not in that company and why I'm doing wealth generators. And I'll explain that to you guys right now. And I think you guys will really, really catch the vision of what we're all about. So, 2 years ago when I got introduced to wealth generators, I was completely blown away by the fact that people had the ability to make money, whether they recruited or didn't recruit. To me, that was something powerful. And you got to understand, there was no other companies out there doing what Wealth Generators is doing. Now you have 3 or 4 or 5 different copycat companies that are trying to duplicate what we're doing. However, they're still on a very small scale compared to where we are, what we're doing, and the technology we're using, and everything else that we have in place. So with that being said, let's fast forward to where we're at today. And wealth generators, hold on, let me rewind. So about 9 years ago, after seeing the industry for 10 years, 9 years ago, we decided, my wife and I, that we wanted to have another kid. And we wanted her to be able to stay home. And so in order to do that, what we did is we said, we got to do something different in order to have something different. Out here, it takes 2 incomes to stay at home and to live the lifestyle that you want to live. And so we did network marketing, and we did it not in a means to where we started the business and we quit our jobs. We did it in a sense to where we said, okay, we're going to build this to replace what we're doing. And about 8 years ago, my wife was able to stay home. She hasn't had to work since really we supplemented her income. And then fast forward, being in different companies and having success, because I've been in several different companies. I've had success, but never the success that we're having now. And I truly believe it's because of the opportunity, which is allowing me to, 6 months into the run at Wealth Generators, build up a big enough income to where I was able to quit my job as well and stay home. Because I want you guys to understand something. I was working a full-time job. I was in the car industry, okay? Car industry, you don't get weekends off. You don't get holidays off. If there's a holiday weekend, you work the 3-day weekend. That's your busiest weekend. Weekends off, you work. You don't get any time off. So the money was great, but I never seen my family at all. And so I especially wanted to stay home and work from home, build a business. And so when we got in Wealth Generators, we didn't tippy-toe into this. We jumped in. I hit the floor running, and I followed certain principles along the way that has allowed me to have the success that I was able to have. And I'm going to share with you guys some of the stuff that I did then and some of the stuff that I'm still doing now and that I'll continue to do to build this success. And so with that being said, I want to dive right into this, Graydon, because I want you guys to understand. And before I dive into these principles, let's just talk a little bit because I think part of the fact that I jumped in and I didn't look left, I didn't look right, that I just fully submerged in this opportunity is part of the reason why I had the success. Now, I'm not saying I jumped in and I quit my job. I still worked 60 to 80 hours a week while I was building this. There was no excuse good enough for me not to work my business. So if I was working 60 to 80 hours a week for somebody else, I was going to put in hours for my job no matter what. So saying that, I think there's a big thing that people got to realize is you got to have a strong belief in what you're doing. You got to believe in the company, the owners, the founders, and the product, and your leadership. Well, let's touch on some of those. Let's talk about the leadership that you guys are surrounded with. You guys are with the top of the company in leaders. You got Cliff Braun, who's direct sponsor to me, who's direct sponsor to one guy between me and the master distributor. So you guys are literally 3 to 4 levels from the top of the company. That's absolutely amazing opportunity, number one. You're working with people who have made 8 figures, right, in a year, in a high 8-figure income. So in this industry, we always say we want to find somebody who has what you want, and you go after it. You follow them, and if you do what they do, you'll have what they have. So it's okay to be a copycat as long as you're copying the right cat. Well, you got an 8-figure earner, you got 7-figure earners, you got multiple 6-figure earners, and you got people, which the money is secondary. Here's what's more impressive than all that. You're working with people who have taught people, just like you and me, just like everybody else out there, they have taught them how to build a successful business by following certain principles. So that's number one. That's who you're working with, which is an absolute, gives you advantage versus the average Joe who's just getting started with the average Joe. You're working with people who know what they're doing. That's number one. Number two, let's talk about the founders. You know, you take Annette Rayner, Chad, Mario, and Ryan. This isn't their first rodeo in the certain industry. These guys they started Teach You to Trade. They were the ones who were going all around the world teaching people how to invest their money in the stock market and options and buying it. They were teaching people how to trade, and people would go to their seminars and they would pay $5, $10, $15, $20,000 to learn how to trade. And then when they would go home, they would trade on their own. And our owners, I want you to understand, when they sold this company for $230 million, they did not have to create wealth generators at all. They are financially set. They did not have to create wealth generators. But the only reason why they sold the last company is they knew it worked as far as a business model. In fact, that's why Robert Kiyosaki is doing those same exact trainings right now, because they sold it to his organization. But here's the deal. These guys didn't like the fact that people would go home and still trade on their own and not really follow the rules that they were paying all this money for. And so the company said, well, there's got to be a way, or the founder said, there's got to be a way that people will do exactly what we're doing and they'll have exactly our same results. And that's when they came up with wealth generators. And at first, I'll be honest with you guys, they didn't even start this as a network marketing company. What they did is they put this in Invest You magazine, and they got about 120 people to actually sign up to use their service. And then from that 120, because people had some crazy results, they started sharing it. And within 2 to 3 months, they had a little over 400 people in the company. It grew by word of mouth because the product actually worked. Okay. And at that time, all we had was our equities package that you see now is what's called equities. That's all you had back then. And so people would sign up, they would open up their account, and then they would get the alerts and they would trade the equities, and they'd have to do it instantly. It was difficult, but people loved it and they were already sharing it. And the results spoke for themselves. That's why people kept sharing it with people. So now, fast forward to now, let's talk about wealth generators. So when they introduced wealth generators to the market, people got excited. And you got to remember, when I got introduced to this in November 2014, all we had was simply the equities pack, nothing else. We would get alerts and we were getting people to open up demo accounts because people didn't have $2,000 to open up their brokerage account. And what they were doing is they're getting their equities account. They were setting up and at that time we used Option House. They were setting up their brokerage. And what they were doing is they were just demoing all the alerts, and they were having success, and they were getting people excited, and they were signing people up, and then they were funding their accounts. And that's how we built it at the beginning. So everything we have now is just so much better, right? And I want you guys to understand that the tools that we have are cutting edge technology, and we're always going to be adding stuff to our portfolio. See, here's what I love about wealth generators, which no other company out there, even though they're copying us, right? I mean, I feel like I should be paid from 4 different companies, because when I started this, a lot of my teams have went to other places, but they all end up back in wealth generators. And here's one of the reasons why. There is no company that is a financial fitness company. There's a ton of these companies that are just solely doing a Forex company. They're only Forex. Well, guess what? what happens? I'm not saying that's going to happen. What happens if the FTC regulates and says, hey, you cannot do Forex in a network marketing company? A lot of these companies are gone. WG isn't. We're not just a Forex company. That's what is crucial about what we're doing. Now, let's talk about our products. I want to talk about several different products. Our equities pack has been performing at a historic numbers for the last 5 years, right? Our worst year has been a 50.2% return on investment. Now, granted, those numbers don't show what they cost to get in a trade and what to get out of a trade, because you could use whatever brokerage you want. I mean, there's a brokerage out there with Wells Fargo. If you put $25,000 in that account, they don't charge you any fees. So anytime when people are disclosing numbers, they never will show in and out trades, because you don't know what that brokerage is charging, especially when you're talking about the stock market. So 52% is a crazy historic number, and that was our worst year that they've ever had. Think about that. That is powerful, but not a lot of people are using the equities because they want to go into the Forex because it's a lot less expensive to get started. So let's talk about our Forex for a little bit. We have the Simplifier. There's no need for me to blow smoke up anybody's butt. The Simplifier product technology worked beautiful. The problem was we had some traders that didn't understand risk management, and they were just losing more than the other traders were winning. So what Wealth Generators did, and it's genius if you ask me, if you look at the results over the last month, I think it's last month and maybe the month before, when they switched up the way the Simplifier works, is you now get to see all the traders that we have in Wealth Generators, and you get to pick the trader that you want to use. This allows you to look at everybody's trade history, what they've been doing for the last 30 days, last 2 months, last 6 months. You could see their full history, and then you could choose who you want to use. And the way I like to use this analogy is, think about this, guys. Imagine if you were the manager of a baseball team and you're in the World Series, and the rules were you get to look at whoever's in your dugout, you get to look at their batting average, and you can put whoever you want at any time up to bat. Well, the person who's batting the hottest is always going to be the one who's batting right away. So think about that. Use that to the same principles right now. The Simplifier tools work. So saying that if you look down and you see Dave Bush, who's been performing at 400 pips per month average for the last 9 months, well, that's a pretty safe trade that you could go ahead and invest in. You could say, I want Dave Bush to do my trades. In fact, because he doesn't trade a lot, I'm going to bump my pips up. And now you're making a lot of money. So you got to understand, there's a lot of these companies that are like, oh, I caught 1,000 pips last month. I caught 1,100 pips. I caught 12. That's all BS. That might happen for 1 month. They're not showing you those consistents over a period of time. Here's what I know. It doesn't matter the pips. What matters is the lot size. That's why if you look at Zen, who's one of our traders, if you look at him, this guy does it full-time. He supports his family of 5 full-time. He makes more money than I could think of. He risks more money on one trade than people make in a year. But why does he do that? Why is Zane so confident? Because he's been doing this for years, and he understands this. He's not looking to make a ton of pips per month. What he's simply looking to do is he'll make his lot sizes really, really big, so where he's risking a lot of money and he's only looking to make a little bit of pips, and that means he's making a lot of money still. See, I can make more money off 400 pips a month than somebody who's making 1,000 pips a month, because if they're risking 1 cent per trade and I'm just risking $10 per trade, I'm going to make more money. Okay? So at the end of the day, if you know who's trading for you, this now allows you to have the power to make as much or as little as you want. And so the Simplifier is an amazing, amazing tool that we have now. So now that we're doing it this way, I absolutely love it. And here's the great thing about Wealth Generators. We're still the only company that will show all of our results, even through the bad times. The Simplifier had 3 months of bad trading because we had traders who shouldn't have been trading for us. And the company doesn't hide behind that. So you got to feel confident in knowing that if something's not going right, the founders that we have that are representing WG are going to do whatever it takes in order to get it to the next level, to get us to elevate, to get us to go from good to great. So that's the Simplifier. Now I want to talk about the Accelerator. The Accelerator is a cool tool. It's really cool. It's based off an algorithm, but somebody still watches it. It still has human touch in it to a sense. But basically what it does is high-frequency trading, where it does a ton of trades for you and risk very little, and you get, anywhere. It's been averaging anywhere from 2 to 8% a month, and that's realistic numbers. And here's what I like to do. I like to tell people small numbers, because let's just say it does only 1% a month. Was somebody going to quit? That's absolutely crazy. but they will quit if you tell them it's doing 8% a month and then it's only getting 1% a month. Here's the thing. 1% a month is 12% a year, which is more than any bank account, more than any 401k, more than anything like that. So if we set people's expectations up the right way, we have nothing to be worried about. Nothing. Now, that's the accelerator. Now let's talk about the multiplier. Everybody can sign up on the multiplier right now. If you sign up right now, it's going to be using the multiplier 2 technology. You can sign up through Telenex right now, use the multiplier 2 technology. However, it will be switching to capital. I think it's capital funding. There, let me see. It will be switching soon. It's just not done yet. So saying that, all you have to do is you can still set up your account. Now, if you're in international, Capital City Markets will be the new brokerage that has it. Now, saying that, if you're international, you should definitely be on the multiplier, guys. This product hasn't had a losing day in the last 36 months. It's actually longer than that now. It's probably close to 44 months. Now, if you think about a losing day, has not had a losing day. Even through Brexit, even through all the ups and downs, it has not had a losing day. This tool alone, I don't care if Wealth Generators got rid of all the rest of their products, I will build $1 million book of business just off of this tool alone. If you want to know where WG is blowing up right now, it's international. Europe is on fire. Why? Because everybody's using the multiplier. Australia is killing it. Why? Because everybody's using the multiplier. Mexico's getting super excited because they're using the multiplier. Think about that. The multiplier, and I don't care who you are, and there's going to be people that are going to be the naysayers. They're going to be the people, and I'll get into that in a minute. But our multiplier is absolutely killing it, okay? Is absolutely killing it. Again, I tell people it's doing in between 2 and 6% a month. Here's reality. It's doing in between 10 and 13% a month for the last 6 months. That's mind-boggling when you stop and think about it. That's absolutely insanity. So where are you going to go where you could go and put your money in a system, sit back and do nothing else and just watch your money compound daily? Compound daily. That is insanity, ladies and gentlemen. So you got to have the confidence and you got to have the boldness. You got to know the products, what they do, so you could share this with the masses, okay? Now, let's dive into how you're going to build your business. There's a lot of new people in network marketing. There's a lot of new people who are on this call that are new to WG. I'm going to share with you guys not something that I created, but something that I've been able to use. I've been passed down this information through my mentors. I've put it together in my own verbiage, and I absolutely stick by these principles, and it works. It 100% works. So I'm going to dive right into it right now. The first thing I like to talk about is the 7 absolutes. These are, if you're in the business, this is a must. So you got to understand, WG, here's why it's such an amazing opportunity. All the products I just talked to you about are about helping you gain wealth, helping you make money. Now, there's a side part to that. When you share that with people, you can make a ridiculous amount of money. I mean, an insane amount of money that the company will pay you just for sharing this with people. Okay. Now, when you're building the business, these are the 7 absolutes that I use that I say these are a must. These 7 points are a must to building your business. First one is attend a fast start training. Okay. Attend fast start training within your first 24 hours. Great. And Anthony has a fast start book. I think he gave it to you. I think he emailed it to you. Use it. It's a get started right packet. I get everybody who's in the business. I don't care if they're a seasoned veteran, Julian Doan, Cliff Braun, Anthony Knaps. We all went through a fast start training when we got started in WG. Now, you could do this online, kind of like what we're doing here, or you could just get the get started right packet and fill it all out yourself. A lot of it is the same principles that you're already used to. Your list, your whys, but it's going to explain to you the get started the right way. See, you got to understand, you could get somebody started in owning their business, or you could help somebody launch their business. And when you teach people how to launch their business, they're going to really stick to it. They're going to launch. They're going to explode. It's going to extend their IQ date. Everybody has an I quit date. The way to extend that is to get them a check in their hand by getting them started the right way, by launching them. It's going to help you insure them here longer. You got to understand the name of this game is duplication. This will if you duplicate this training with every single person on your team, every brand partner, you got to think, what is that doing in your business? Where's your business now going? How far is your business getting to? What are you able to do at that point, when you're teaching everybody in your business to do the exact same thing? When you're duplicating this, right? So that's number one. Number two is attend every event, training, and conference call. Just like we're doing this. This is a Google Hangout, right? This is a Google Hangout. Everybody in South Africa should be on this call. Europe, your teams in Europe should be on this call. Everybody and your teams in the US should be in this call. You think about this. The name of the game is duplication. The more people you get to this, the more people that are building the business with you, the faster your business is going to go from 0 to hero. That's reality. See, I always find it amusing that, in network marketing, people are the most excited and the most on fire at the very beginning, and that's when they should be the most nervous. That's when they should be the most scared. Think about this. Great, and when you started a couple months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, it was only you. There was nobody else. We came to you with the idea, or Cliff came to you with the idea. You got it started. You were the only one building your business. And when you stop and think about that, that's the scariest point. But as you continue to grow, you get more people, and then people get scared. People start losing that fire. But I'm like, dude, imagine if you would have started right now and you have 5 people on your team. Imagine if that was day one. Well, you're farther than when you were when you really started. See, people are most passionate, so we got to take that passion when they get started, get them started the right way. Number 2, attend the trainings. 2 to 3 events per week and 4 to 10 3-way calls per week. Very doable. And if there's not there's 2 to 3 events per week. There's calls every Sunday night. There's calls on Monday night. There's calls on Tuesdays night. There's calls on Thursday night. There's calls on Saturday. It's very easy to attend 2 to 3 events. Plus, you guys have your own events there weekly. Very doable. 4 to 10 3-way calls. This is all building your business. You got to peak enough people to get 4 to 10 people on 3-way calls. Get everyone from your team to these events every single week. There's a saying, if you have a guest, you need the event, the meeting, the phone call. If you don't have a guest, the event, the phone call, the meeting needs you. People will feed off your excitement. People will get excited when they come to a weekly event, and they don't know if you're brand new. If you started last week, they have no idea. But if they see the more people there, the more people that are excited, the more energy there is, the more excited, energy, pumped up they get. This is a 52-week commitment for those who want maximum results. Do not have the microwave mentality. It's not going to happen over 3 months. It's not going to happen over 3 weeks. I was in this industry for 9 years. You hear these people who have some success 3-4 years into the industry. Kudos to them. Reality, that's not going to happen for everybody. Do not compare yourself to everybody. This is a 52-week commitment. See, you got to understand, we're trying to fix a 40-year problem. People work 40 years of their life, 40 hours a week, right, to retire off what 40% is not enough right now for people to live. And if you think about that, we're trying to condense that into a 5-year period, and some people are trying to tell people they can make that happen within 3 to 9 months. That's the wrong expectations. This is not a lottery mentality. This is a 52-week commitment. Number 3, 4 to 6 presentations per week if you're part-time. If your upline does the presentation for you, that counts as one of your 4 to 6. 2 to 5 presentations per day if you're full-time. If you're doing this business full-time, you better be presenting 2 to 5 times a day, minimum. And don't make your minimums your maximums. Number 4, contacts per day. 2 contacts per day if you're part-time. People you know or people you don't know. Talk to a minimum of 2 people every day about your business. 4 to 6 contacts per day if you're full-time. A great way to achieve these numbers is very simple. Here's how they do it. Anytime you're exchanging money with somebody, they should know about your business. That's my belief. That's what I believe in. If you're at the mall, I like to use the 3-foot rule. If somebody comes within 3 feet of me and they stay there for a minute and we make eye contact, I'm going to talk to them. I'll find a way to compliment them, break the ice, and then share my opportunity with them. Very simple. Not where I just throw up everything on them. I'm very quick about it, guys. I could be at Foot Locker. I could be getting serviced by the guy there who's asking what size shoes I want. After I'm all done, I'll say something like, "Man, you must own this Foot Locker." I know he doesn't own the Foot Locker. I'm not that dumb. I get that, right? But he laughs. I'm like, "No, man, I'm serious, man. You provided me some of the best service I've ever had at Foot Locker in my life. You know what? You're in a hurry and I'm in a hurry. This might be a shot in the dark. Do you keep your income options open?" So he says, "Yeah." to great. This is what I'm going to do. Let me get your phone number. I'm going to message you my name. When you get off work, if you're serious, message me. Sometimes I'll say that. So I'll just shoot them my first name and my last name, and then I'll wait for when they get off work, they'll message me. Sometimes I don't like waiting, so sometimes I'll be like, let me get your information. What time are you off? You're off at 6. Great. I'm going to send you a text message at 6 to see if you have the opportunity to watch a video. Boom, I'll call him at 6. He's like, hey, no, I'm driving home. Great. I don't send the video yet. I wait till they have 10 minutes to watch the video. I send it to them, and then I'll follow up with them. Okay? That's what I do. Number 5, personal development. 10 pages of good book or 30 minutes of an audio every single day. This is important. This is something that people are forgetting to do on a daily basis. You got to be filling your mind with the right knowledge because the doubts are going to come. The naysayers are going to come. You got to be filling yourself. You got to know how to overthink this is going on. Anthony, stop messaging everybody. Jeez. So this 10 pages of good book or 30 minutes of audio, right? Every single day, you got to know what you're getting into. You got to fill your mind. Your income level is not going to exceed your knowledge level. So always stay in learn mode, right? Think and Grow Rich. You guys know those books. The Science of Good. This is just some good books. I like Social Marketing by Cliff Braun. That's a good book as well. Success is something you attract by the person you become. That's something that you got to live by. Right? You're going to attract success in your life by the person you become. If you're just at home sleeping lazy bum, you're not going to attract success. Let's be honest. It's not going to happen. And I'm not going to here's one thing I'll never do to you guys. I won't sugarcoat anything. You got to understand that if you want massive success and you want massive results and you want to hit these top ranks in these companies, you got to have a maximum work ethic. Period in the story. You got to be strong to the core. You got to not let anything derail you. You got to be willing to go through it to get to it. Okay? Number 6, have a workout partner. Someone who is core. Someone that can keep you accountable. If they're not core, then they're not serious. Replace them. If you say, great, and you're going to be my workout partner, but yet we don't talk on a daily basis and we're not keeping each other accountable, switch partners. You got to have the people that you talk to every single day. I have 3 to 5 people that I talk to almost every single day. I know exactly what they're doing. They know what I'm doing. They know what I'm doing for the day, and I know what they're doing for the day. Michelle Wilson was calling me while we were on this call, probably to see what the plan is for the day or to get me on a 3-way call. We talk every day. I know exactly what she's doing to build her business. I know exactly where she's at. I know exactly what she's looking to do to hit the next rank. I know because it's important for me to know the core group that I have, what they're doing on a daily basis. I treat this as a business, not a hobby. So therefore, it pays me like a Fortune 50 company and not like a Fortune 50 hobby. Okay? So number 7 of the 7 absolutes. Be here a year from now and follow the other steps. Put your head down for 1 year. The dictionary is the only place where success comes before work. You got to understand, put your head down for a year. I like to say, put your head down and put your earplugs in to the naysayers, to the unbelievers, to the people that aren't willing to go after their own dreams, to the people that stopped dreaming. Okay, you got to block those people out because they're going to come. It's going to happen. That's the 7 absolutes. I want to talk to you about this system right here. The 8-point system is a system that if you use and you apply these principles to you on a daily basis, if you apply the 8 points, here's the key to the 8 points. 8 points a day. Why? Because that equals 40 in 5 days. People are used to working 40 hours a week. Something simple. Here's what I'm going to say to you right now. Do not make your minimums your maximums. The people that are hitting the top ranks are doing way more than 40 points a week. They're doing anywhere from 80 to 150 points a week. And you're going to see that each thing that you have to do has a point attached to it, right? Each thing that you're going to want to be doing, each job, if you want to call it, each characteristic is going to have a point that you're going to want to do, and it's going to attach a point to you. So if you attend a conference call like all of you guys are on right now, that's 1 point for the day. Congratulations. Everybody on this Google Hangout has a point. Place a trade. Well, now guess what? The accelerator places a trade for you. So most of you people are going to get a point just for that alone. We had that back in the days when I put that on there was because at the time you had to place a trade yourself. I wanted people to be a product of the product. You got to be a product of the product. The reason why I say if you're international, you have the multiplier and you're not on the multiplier, that's insanity, is because at the end of the day, you could always pull out your multiplier account and it's never going to have a losing day. How powerful is that to sit down with somebody brand new and say, hey, look at these results. And now it's all every day it's winning. I don't care if it's a quarter, 1/10% of a win. It's winning every day. That is absolutely crazy. Number 3, personal development gets you 1 point. And if you notice, a lot of these things tie in with the 7 absolutes. But if you're doing these things on a daily basis, if you look at any top networker, great, and I guarantee yesterday you did over 8 points. I guarantee today, because it's nighttime in South Africa, it's still morning here, I guarantee those of you that are really building this business have over 8 points today if you really stopped and add these all up. Personal development is 1 point. Present the service to someone is 2 points. Wow, what a concept. You get more points when you do business building activity. Present the service to someone. That gets you 2 points, right? Now, number 5, prospect, follow-up, or 3-way. See, listen, you got to always, zone 1, always be prospecting, follow-up, or getting on a 3-way call. You have to be. That's zone 1. I don't even know what zone 2 is because I'd stay in zone 1. Zone 1 will get you all out, massive action will get you all out, massive results. End of story. So prospect, follow-up, or 3-way call will get you 2 points. You prospect somebody. That's just the beginning. The fortune comes from the follow-up, right? The F in fortune stands for follow-up. You got to follow up with them. Get them on a 3-way call. That's going to get you 3 points. You could prospect somebody, follow up with them tomorrow, and then get them on a 3-way the next day. That's 6 points for one person. That's absolutely crazy, right? It's 2 points, 2 points per you do one of these activities. Now, showing the plans, again, staying in zone 1. See, prospecting somebody is different than showing the plan. Follow-up means you probably already showed them the plan, or a follow-up can mean you follow it up with a prospect. But showing the plan is when you sit down with somebody and you show them the plan. You show them wealth generators. You're doing a home event. You're doing something. You're showing the plan. You're staying in zone 1. That gets you 3 points. Okay? Number 7, attend a live event. Okay? Attend a live event with team or prospect. That means you go to a meeting. Literally, it's more powerful when you go in person. You go to a meeting, you attend a live event, but not by yourself. Well, you're not going to be by yourself because you're either doing it with who's on your team or you're going to have a prospect there. Otherwise, it's not going to be an event. So you get 3 points. Why is this so crucial? Because you need to be at the events, even without a prospect, because if you don't have a prospect, the meeting needs you. And if you have a prospect, you need the meeting. We already went over that. 3 points for that. Now, 8 is train a partner the proper system. That's getting them started on the fast start packet. Getting them the mindset right. Going over the 8-point system so they know how to. You got to give people the maximum ability to go out and have success. You will not get paid from WG. You'll get paid from using the product, but you will not make a check from WG if you cannot follow a system that is duplicatable. You want to train this 8-point system to everybody on your team. Think about this. When you start, it's you getting 8 points a day. As you continue, you might get up to more than 8 points a day. But as it continues, now you have 2 people, then 3, then 4, then 5. You have 5 people. Think about that. 5 people on a day that are getting 8 points a day. How many points a day are being contributed to your income? Well, let's put this in perspective. When I started, it was just me. I got 10 people started in the first 24 hours. I didn't bring over a team. After that, now I have teams in 58 different countries, over probably 30,000 people on the team that are contributing, if they're doing it the right way, that are contributing 8 points a day to my business growing. That's the level that you need to get to. That's what you want to think about. That's what you want to. That's the goal for you. Is get as many people duplicating the 8-point system in your business on a daily basis. Now, number 9, hosting an opportunity night, home event. You get 4 points. If you're the host, you get 4 points. Or you could get 4 points if you host or attend a training. So guess what? Most of you got 4 points today. This is a training phone call. Why is training so crucial? You're always wanting to get to the next level. You're always wanting your learn level, your learn knowledge to get to the next level so you can make more money. I hear this 8-point system all the time. And there's always something I pick up from it that I might not have heard, 1,000 times ago. You're going to want to be on every phone call, every training. And if you host it, that's even better. Okay? That's my system. That's all I run through. I run the numbers. Run the numbers, run the numbers, run the numbers. It's very, very, very simple system. Now, I like to talk to some people that get started on the 4 mental enemies. Because me and Greta were talking yesterday, and this comes up all the time. I mean, don't think you're crazy because you're might go through some doubt. You might have some question. Here's what you don't do. You do not call your team and talk bad. You do not call your downline and talk bad. You call your upline and you vent to your upline. You ask your upline questions. When I'm feeling weary, when we were going through the 3 months of horrible trading and people were losing their mind, I did not go to my downline and talk to them about it. They looked to me for advice. I'm the leader. I would never go to my downline and stress them out anymore. This is their business. This is their opportunity. I'm not going to have them freaking out over it. I would call my upline and he would say the right things. I'll be ready to go. That's the name of the game. There's 4 mental enemies. You got to know your enemy in order to have success. Number 1, rejection is going to happen. I promise you right now, rejection is going to happen. If you're afraid of rejection, this isn't for you. I know this. I look at it like this. The more no's I get, the closer I am to my yes. And that sounds cliche, but it's the truth. There is going to be and when you stop and think about this, I like to relate a lot of things to sports. You look at baseball. The best hitters might do 3 out of 10, and that's very rare. That's very rare. So some rejections, you might hear things like it's a pyramid. There's several ways to respond to that. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper. Great. And do we have time so I can dive a little bit deeper into some of this real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, perfect. So I like to, it's a pyramid. Depending on who it is. If it was like a smart-ass person just giving me a smart-ass result, that's a pyramid thing. I may say, it absolutely is, and I have a spot for you at the top. You want it? Or I might respond with, a pyramid? What's that? I'll never forget, me and my wife were at the mall, and one of these guys said, oh, it's a pyramid thing. I was I wasn't even recruiting. I was just trying to prospect him. And he was chilling there with his girlfriend, and he looked professional. I said, man, you look very sharp. You're probably one of the best sharp guys here at the mall. This might be a shot in the dark. You keep your income options open. He said, oh, that's one of those pyramid things, bro. Thanks. No, thanks, but no thanks. And I said, a pyramid? What's that? He didn't know what to say. I just politely backhanded him. He didn't know what to say. He was like, I said, oh, you're talking about one of those things where you pay all this money to get a spot, and then everybody just pays a bunch of money, and you get paid the money for getting all those people underneath you, and they have absolutely no product or no services? He's like, yeah. I said, well, no, bro. That's totally not what we are. We actually have a phenomenal service that you're going to absolutely love. I would love to sit down and explain it with you. Guess what? He was so open to it, right? There's different types. You got to posture up when you're prospecting people. When you're talking to people, you got to posture up. It's kind of weird. It's kind of scary talking to people that you don't know, talking to them for the first time, trying to prospect them. The easiest way is to break the ice. I like to say to this one, I had, and I'm just giving you guys real things that have happened to me. I'm sure you guys all heard this before. I had a guy tell me, and it was actually a close friend of mine. He said, hey, those things don't work, bro. Are you serious? I started laughing. I said, yeah. I said, that's funny. Your first relationship didn't work, but you didn't stop there, right? You're married. Think about that. It's just reality. It's just reality. Nothing usually works. So the first time you rode a bike, it didn't work. The first time you went to go walk, you fell down, and I don't see you crawling to work every day. I don't see you crawling around this office. It's just right. However you want to politely put it, you just got to have the posture to let them know, hey, you're right. Those things don't work. And they especially don't work when people aren't being trained the right way, right? Those things don't work when they're being trained the right way. Yeah, you're right, bro. Those things don't work. Sort of like a job, working 40 hours a week for 40 years of your life to retire off what's not enough. Social Security is nothing. So what's the plans, right? Depending on who the person is. Depending on, obviously, I tailor it to who I'm talking to. If they're young, I tailor it to young. If they're professional, I adapt it to being somewhat more professional. It all depends on who I'm talking to. I don't take anything personal. It's normal. You got to learn in this industry right now, you got to build rhino skin. So thick that nothing can penetrate it. You got to have thick skin. Rhinos don't walk backwards. Why doesn't a rhino walk backwards? They only move forward. They cannot walk backwards. Think about it. You got to be like a rhino, always moving forward. Find a way to adapt and overcome. Find a way to not let anything phase you. It's a pyramid, absolutely. You mean like your job? Could you imagine could you imagine, I like to tell people this sometimes, it's like your job, right? I bet your CEO walks around your office and picks up the trash and cleans the bathrooms. No. Think about it. So no matter what it is that they throw at me, I always have something to share with them. I listen to anybody, and I'll flip it any way, anytime. And we could have some questions and answers after this if you guys have any questions for me, if you guys just want to give me some things that you're coming up with, and then I'll show you how I overcome them live. I don't mind doing that. Number 2 is deception. I guarantee this is going to happen to you. People will lie to you. They're going to use this. I'm on my way, bro. And then they never show up. Oh, yeah, for sure. I'll be there tonight with you. For sure. And then they never show up. Think about that. Greatness is never on sale. It costs what it costs. You have to pay the price upfront and in full. But here's the good thing. You get to decide what that is. For some people, they might have to get rid of their TV. That's keeping them broke. Some people might have to get rid of the couch. That's keeping them broke. You are going to need some staying power and comeback power. You have to have that. If you do what is easy, life will be hard on you. If you are hard on yourself, life will be easy. Think about this. How many of you have ever had guests that said they're going to come to your home event and then just don't show up? I guarantee if you've ever been in this industry, that's happened. One of the great things to do is I'm going to give you guys a golden rule to have 100% of the people that tell you they're going to come. You guys want to know what that is?
Yeah.
Pick them up.
Yeah.
Pick them up. I mean, pick them up. I'll be on my and they'll still try to lie to you. They'll be, oh man, I'm not home yet. Really? Because I'm at your house and I see the car in the driveway. You're at home, bro. Don't lie to me. I'd rather you just be up front. And I tell people like this. I'll tell people, it all comes down to how you set it up. If I'm doing a 3-way phone call, I'll tell people straight up, hey, man, I got this guy who's going to take time out of his day. He's an absolute champion. This guy's made 8 figures before, done it several times. But what's more impressive, he's taught a lot of people like you and me to do the same thing. And I'm really trying to impress this guy because I really want to be mentored by him or her and work with her. So if you tell me you're going to be on this call, do not make me look bad to this person, all right? And I'll do stuff like that, or I'll even do that for home meetings, right, to get people to come. Number 3, attrition. This is going to happen. People are going to quit on you. Know that already. How many people have quit on you already, Graydon? People are going to quit. Trust me, it's the name of the game. I'm okay with that. I accept it. I know there's people on this phone call that won't be here in 2-3 months. That's just the name of the game, and I accept it. It doesn't bother me. Before, it used to bother me. I used to take it personal. But people aren't quitting on me. They're quitting on themselves. Their dream, their why, their goal isn't strong enough to get them going through the hard things. See, people are great when life is easy, but when things get tough, they want to fold up and quit. Again, you got to have that rhino skin. When you become a business builder or a guaranteed generator, right, the guaranteed generators that got you to the business builders, those guaranteed generators will probably not even be on your team anymore. And the same people, when you hit premier rank, right, the generators will quit on you. Remember, the people who get you to one rank aren't going to be the same people that get you to the next rank. Does anybody remember the guy who quit last week?
Nope.
No. Neither does anyone else. You know, and I don't say that to be rude, a jerk, or obnoxious, or anything like that. I just simply know it's a numbers game. I'm not going to dwell on it. Like Jim Rohn says, the birds got him. Don't go after it. Don't go down that road. Don't try to bring him back. You cannot, bring somebody back that's not wanting something more for themselves. You cannot want it more for them. It's impossible. It's impossible. So attrition is going to happen. Don't worry. Now, fourth mental enemy, apathy. I call this the Eeyore syndrome, where you let life get in the way of living. How things going? Oh, well, it's just another day. Just things are what it are, brother. People will let little things get in the way of big opportunities. People are going to let the smallest, the most minute thing stop them from getting to the next whatever it is. Think about this. Look at the weather. A thunderstorm comes and it's usually a beautiful horizon. It's just the way it is. Don't let the little things look like a mountain when it's really not. It's just a speed bump. Okay? How to get rid of apathy? Surround yourself with champions, with the people that are your leaders. Surround yourself with people like Graydon. Graydon's an absolute champion. He knows how to build this. He knows what it's going to take to get to the next level. He knows what it's going to take. Okay? You want to surround yourself with people, with champions, with goals and dreams. Hang around 5 broke people, you're probably going to be number 6. Hang around 5 rich people, you're probably going to be number 6. See, here's what I do know. Getting rich is hard. Being broke is hard. So choose your hard. What hard do you want? Being broke or the heart of being rich? That's just the facts. That's the name of the game, ladies and gentlemen. When you figure out how to do the 8-point system, all these mental enemies, they're going to hit each and every one of you. Graydon, this is not your first rodeo. I guarantee you had all 4 of these in some way, some shape or form hit you. I guarantee, even though you may have not have known about the 8-point system, those activities that were giving you those points, you do on a daily basis because you're a builder. And what happens is this. People who are building, build. They're doing more than 8 points a day. They don't let these little mental enemies get them detoured. You could be recruiting somebody from another company. They're going to tell you their results are better. I mean, I've seen it as bad lately where people are faking results. They're showing people fake results that aren't even on there. And the reason why they're able to do that is because their company doesn't even have I call it the stamp. I say another word, but I'm going to call it stamp. They don't even have the guts to post their real results on their own websites because they're not being honest with the people that they're recruiting. One of the great things about the company that you're in and you're involved with or you're thinking about joining is the simple fact that our owners, our founders have enough transparency and enough guts to say, hey, listen, we're going to show you our results. Whether they're winning or losing, we're going to be honest up front with everybody that's out there. We're the only ones that have a 6-month guarantee. Think about that. Think about that. We don't just put our money, we don't just talk about things, we put our money where our mouth is. That's the great thing about where you're at with WG. Graydon, is there anything else you wanted me to cover? Does anybody have any questions?
No, I think we did, Joe. It was beautiful.
Awesome. Awesome. Man, if you guys need anything, if we need to do any trainings, I highly recommend a training where you just do role playing one day. Or it's just role playing. I could even get Michelle Wilson on the webinar. Just role play. How to prospect somebody. Different scenarios. How do you talk to people? Different things. Whatever you're going to do, however you want to prospect, if you want to, because my teams do this. They role play all the time. And they'll stay after meetings and they'll role play with each other. They'll go home, they'll talk in front of the mirror. But that's why they're not afraid. That's why last week, just in Southern California, we had over 45 people sign up for the business. And I'm talking about from a group of like 14 different people. And the reason why is because they're doing this on a daily basis. So when you get to that level, when you're building your business on a daily basis, right, that's when you're going to see some massive results. So I appreciate each and every one of you. If you guys need anything, let me know. Other than that, great. And I guess that's it.
Awesome, Joe. That was beautiful. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you. And I'm sorry if I went too long. I just really wanted to get everything out there. I appreciate you guys.
We got a question.
Okay.
This is Carl.
How's the job, Carl? So,
how are you doing?
Well, and how are you?
Great.
Fantastic. So I like what you said when you were talking about the gentleman in the Foot Locker store, that you were kind of prospecting. What I wanted to know is when you're prospecting people like that, sort of random people that you don't know, what is it that you're looking for? I don't know, in their posture, in their body language, in their speech. What is it that you're looking for to know that they're sort of a quality prospect, to prospect, basically?
That's a great question. Here's what I do. I don't judge anybody. If I could find a way, so what I go off of is I go off icebreakers. And what I call icebreakers is if they have something that I can break down the barrier of walls between us so I could relate with them right away. And what I mean by that is it's very simple because, listen, the people that you think will won't, and the people that won't will. So one of my best success stories is I had a gentleman who was out here who was from Mexico, who had no social security card, couldn't get a job, couldn't get a bank. He asked me if he could borrow 25 bucks. I was like, well, dude, it costs 250 bucks. What the heck are you going to get 25 bucks for? He went to Home Depot, got stencils and spray cans, went up and down the streets painting people's addresses on their curbs, raised enough money to where not only could he get in the business, also fund his account, and he started building, and he makes well over $4,000 a month now. And when you think about that, the average person wouldn't have talked to that guy because they would have judged him. I don't judge anybody. What I look for is characteristic manners or icebreakers. So like if they have an LA Dodger hat on, because that's one of my favorite teams, I'll be like, oh man, you gotta be the smartest person in here because you have an LA hat on. Or let's say they have a nice watch on. I'll compliment the watch. One of the best ways to break down the ice is compliment somebody. Now, on the other hand, if you're trying to recruit a lady, it's very hard because sometimes she thinks you're just hitting on her or you want her number. So sometimes I'll break the ice. I'll compliment it's very rare that I really will go after a woman recruiting her like cold market like that. It would be like more like if she was a waitress or if she helped service, me like in the Foot Locker if it was a lady. I remember at Zoomies at Christmas time, I was buying Uggs for my daughter, and I had a lady help me. That I'll feel comfortable with. But if I do try to prospect a female, I'll do it usually when my wife's around, and I kind of break the ice by I'll give them a compliment on the watch, the nails, or whatever it is, and I'll be like, hey, listen, I'm really not hitting on you. I see this wedding ring, I'm married, and that's my wife over there. You just look like one of the most sharp people. You know what I mean? Like I break it down like that, and I'll be like, you're one of the sharpest ladies I've seen at the mall all day today. This might be a shot in the dark. You keep your income options open. And then here's the key to saying all these things is you're always in a hurry. You're always in a hurry. And the reason why you always want to be in a hurry is you don't want to throw up on people. You don't want to vomit on them. So like, I'll be like, okay, perfect example is just yesterday I was at Home Depot picking up some stuff and the guy was helping me. I said, hey man, thanks a lot. Your customer service skills are absolutely amazing. This might be a shot in the dark. Do you keep your income options open? He said, like, what do you mean? I said, listen, I'm in a hurry. I'm just here trying to pick up this paint so I can go paint this project for my son. But here's the facts is I'm building an amazing business out here in this area. I'm not from here. I live right around the corner. Otherwise, why would I be in Home Depot right there? So I'm not from here, but I'm expanding in this area. I want to share with you an opportunity. It's a 5-minute video, 10-minute video, whatever you want to use. That's up to you. But for him, I said it was a 5-minute video, and I want your opinion on it. Do you keep your income option open? He said, yeah, he keeps his income options. I said, great. Listen, I'm in a hurry. You're working. I know you can't be here forever. What's your number? I'm going to send you my first and last name. Now, with this guy, it wasn't somebody who I'm going to spend a ton of time with trying to go out and follow up. So what I did is I sent him my first and last name, and he didn't hit me up when he got off. That tells me he's not serious. I might do one more follow-up with hey, this is Joseph. I met you at Home Depot with the crazy opportunity. Were you serious when you told me you keep your income options open, or were you just playing around? Either way, it's fine with me. That would be my follow-up with somebody like that. Now, for the same exact scenario, we were out at lunch just yesterday at Panera Bread, my wife and I, and the lady behind the counter, I just said, hey, again, you provided me some of the best customer service I've ever had. Let me ask you, do you keep your income options open? When she said, yeah, I said, great. I said, that's great. I said, I'm expanding my business in the area. I want to send you a video. Or with her, I didn't even say that. I said, do you keep your income options open? She said, yes. I said, great. I got a business that's expanding in this area. I would like to share some information with you. If it's all right with you, can I have your number? Obviously, I'm not hitting on you. This is my wife right here. She'll slap me. I said, but can I get your phone number? I'm going to send you my first and last name. And then what time are you off today? She said she was off at 6. I said, great. I'm going to follow up with you again around 6 o'clock. Is that all right with you? She said, yes. She's actually, she got off at 5:30. I told her I was going to follow up with her at 6. I sent her my first and last name. She sent me back right away. Sarah Johnson. I knew this girl was serious. She responded right away. That's a key to me that says, hey, this is somebody serious. So I told her 6 o'clock. I didn't follow up at 5:30. I didn't follow up at 5:45. I followed up at 6 o'clock. I didn't follow up at 6:10. It was 6 o'clock. I want them to understand that I'm serious about my business. So I said, hey, this is Joseph, the guy who was talking about that opportunity. You said you keep your income options open. I want to know, do you have 5 minutes to watch a video? She said, absolutely. I said, great. I'm going to send it to you right now. I sent it to her. I text Michelle Wilson, hey, got a 3-way call in 5 minutes. Will you be available? She said, yeah, great. Called her back. Hey, Sarah, how's everything going? Oh, it was amazing. What was your favorite part about the video? Right? I didn't say, what did you like best about the video? Because then she might say, I don't like anything about it. But if I said, what was your favorite part? She guaranteed there was one part that she liked. So she said, I like the part that I can make extra money with my money and I can build a business at the same time. And my response was, that is amazing. That's my favorite part too. Now, if she would have said, I like the fact that I could use the deductor to deduct all my stuff, I would have said, that is amazing. So was mine too. Whatever it is, I'm going to agree with them, right? But she said she liked the fact that she could build her business. So I said, great. I said, Sarah, I happen to get a lady boss. This woman's an absolute champion who took time out of her day to answer any questions that you have about this video. I could have done everything right there. I could have done it all myself. But third-party edification, it makes things a lot easier. When you get somebody in the business, and here's why you do it. If I would have done it all on my own with Sarah and got her started all by myself, what does Sarah think that she has to do? Everything on her own and do everything by herself. That's not what this business is about. This is a we business, not a me business. So I said, hey, listen, I got this absolute champion who's actually killing it in the business. She's right around from our area. Her name's Michelle Wilson. She actually took time out of her day to jump on this call to answer any questions you have. Is it all right with you if I merge her in on this call? And she's already on the phone. Michelle's already on the phone with me. Sarah, I get the permission first. She's like, yes, that'd be great. Awesome. Let me see if I can get her on the line. Michelle, hey, are you there? Yes. Awesome, Michelle. I have this lady named Sarah who actually provided me some of the best service. She works at Panera Bread. She keeps her income options open. She loved the fact, listen how I'm edifying Sarah right now, right? And she loved the fact that she has the ability to make money with her money and build the business at the same time. Sarah, this is Michelle. She's an absolute champion. The more I edify Michelle, the less Michelle has to sell. Michelle is an absolute champion. She's built one of the biggest organizations in all of WG. She's the founder of the Lady Boss movement, and she's an absolute beast when it comes to building. She knows how to do it. She knows what to do and how to get people started in the right direction. I figured it'd be great to get you two connected, and she could answer any questions that you have. They get on the phone. Michelle explains everything. They do their thing. Then Michelle starts edifying me back. Now Sarah's like, well, dang, Joseph spent all this time edifying Michelle. Michelle spent all this time edifying Joseph. I better get in business with Joseph because we need to get this going. She signed up right there on the spot. It's a simple process. We just make it more complicated. So if I could stress anything to you is find a commonality with the person who it is you're trying to recruit. Because, again, this is a cold market. If they say no, you're never going to see them again. Who cares? But find a commonality. And you know when I became the most comfortable doing it is I was at a Starbucks with Shanice Gano, who's on my team from WG, and we were at a Starbucks, and there was this dude in there who was all sweaty with a tank top. He just got back from college football practice, and he was just stopping in to get a water, and she prospected him, simply say, hey, those are some dope Jordans that you have on, just like that. And then she got his number. The next week, the guy was at the local meeting. He got started in the business, and there you go. So, and he was riding a bike. The guy didn't even have a car. He was riding a bike. So think about that. The people that you think won't will, and the people that will won't, just find commonality and prospect everybody you come into contact with. Everybody.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. That was awesome.
No problem, guys. If you need anything, let me know. Thank you.